Y'all, my guest today has a face card that never declines. It's Patrick Starrr. He was slaying YouTube before influencer was even a thing and has leveraged that early success into a full-on beauty empire. We're talking glam turned global brand, all about inclusivity. But Patrick is not just here to talk business. He's getting real about the bold moves that built his confidence and his career. Plus, he's got tips to help us all level up our face beat. So let's get into it. This episode is brought to you by Airbnb. 'Tis the holiday season, y'all. From spacious retreats in dream locations to their guests' favorite, most loved homes, perfect for family gatherings. Airbnb has amazing stays for every festive escape. Now, let's start the show. Patrick!
Oh my God, this is crazy.
This is crazy. So obviously I've seen you around at parties, you know what I mean, always. But the last time that we actually sat down and got into anything was on your YouTube show when you beat my face, babe.
Can I show you something really quick? Look at what I brought.
No. And can I just tell you, when you beat my face, the girls could not stop gagging.
This
they were like,
was in my
do it again.
apartment. You took me to lunch. Like, you've done so many movies and gigs and things. You be gigging and gigging.
You know.
This is 9 years ago.
9
years ago. You were my first celebrity ever. You had just finished Cinderella on Broadway.
Yep.
And we was gigging and having a Keke with Keke Papa.
Okay. And I mean, literally, I will never forget. I'm like, you beat my face down. Boots.
Thank you. This is just
fabulous.
So I was like, please, let's print this and show it to Keke. And I think it's giving nostalgia because I feel like I had some kids grow up with me on YouTube and we all grew up with you too. So
I mean, you trained the whole nation.
Oh, thank you.
How to be the face and how to become a business.
Thank you so much.
Before influencer was even the real, you know what I mean? Like now we have the language for all of that.
Yes.
But like you know, we're at the start of all of it. You know what I mean? And then the transition of me getting into digital media. Because before I was just doing traditional work. And so that collaboration is definitely giving nostalgia and the beginning of something that became very great.
Yes, thank you so much.
I'm glad to have you on the show.
I'm so gagged. I was like, are you sure she wants me? I'm giving entrepreneur, I'm giving founder. I'm not giving like media as much because, you know, I got a business now. So it's just so crazy that you know, I'm very honored that you asked me to come on.
Of course. And that's the stuff I want to talk about. Because, you know, as we perform and we're being the personalities, I think all of us want that opportunity to also know that we can set it aside and have that life. But that comes through business. And you've successfully done that.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into the depths of that conversation, we do a little pre-show pull-up, you know, questionnaire.
Yes.
And so I want to read what you wrote. So today I'm giving is the question. And you say, is this fervor?
Server. It's like, can I start you off with some water? I looked at my outfit today. I said, this is giving
But this
server.
is a very ass server.
Okay.
Because we have the ribbing on the cinching of the
yes,
top.
it's actually a dress that I just tucked in so I can be comfortable and sat with Keke.
Okay.
So, yeah.
The boots are giving.
Thank you.
It's like a low-key loafer type of, it's almost a boot, but it's not really. I mean, I'm living for this server. She can serve me anytime.
Thank you.
Today's mood in one word is nostalgia.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Thank you.
on that. What did you listen to on the ride here? It's jazz. So you like jazz?
Yes, I have to listen to music when I have like a busy day with no lyrics. Because I feel like it just like untangles my brain. Like in jazz, there's like syncopation. Like
it's very meditative.
Yes.
Yeah, put you in the right, and different types. It could be upbeat, it could be slow, it could be somber. Okay, last screenshot on your phone.
Oh, my last screenshot.
Please pull it up. No cheating.
My one size on Till Dawn posters went up, so a lot of Sephora employees are like hanging it. So I have an employee. It just went up like yesterday. And this is like her hanging it up in the windows. So my face is all over Sephora now. And I just save, I'll reshare stories of employees like putting it up. So I always like to have these as memories so I can remember.
Patrick, when you see this stuff, are you able to really like live in it? Or is it still kind of like disorienting just to see how far you've come?
I can only imagine it's hard when you have a business. You know, growing up, you have like these certain benchmarks, but in business, you can always feel like it's never good enough. You know, when I first hit 10 million in sales, it's like, yes, we did it. And then, but we could do 20. And then if it's not 20, it's that. And so when you're thinking of like growing, you have to kind of readjust and find like certain points of validation that matter to you most. Because being an influencer, it's about likes, or it's about views, or it's about a certain amount of brand deals, or the amount you make a year. And then I think with a business, it's always going to constantly change because you're always going to want to grow the business as much as you can. But, it's unbelievable what being a selfie-made influencer can do in the entrepreneurial space. And I'm very, very lucky and grateful and blessed to have it.
Yeah, I love what you said about sometimes the tide just keeps turning, because it's the same way with myself as well. Like, I've always got to stop and try to find a way to take a beat to embrace, because of course there's more that we always want to get, but it's like where you are.
Yeah.
When you look at the meter of how far you've come, it's so good to take that minute.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now we see the stunning glam, but I'm curious for you, what is that prepping before your glam? Like, what are those times right before you getting into beating your face? How do you get set up to get into the glam moment? Are you listening to music? Are you on the phone talking to your people? What are you doing?
No, I have to have like the most quiet morning. I start with like gratitually in the morning, a little gratitually. But I have to start with the night before. Like, that's my skin prep. I
You're
think,
kidding.
yeah.
So what are we doing?
Like, just like a mask, extractions. I'm like digging in. I'm gonna be next to freaking Keke Palmer. Like, I can't be looking a mess. I went to esthetician school around here,
Oh
like
my
right across the street. Yeah, I did 600 hours of esthetician school, and it was like so cool. And I got to grow up around this area. That was like 2 years ago.
And was that in preparation for one size, or was that in just your life?
Well, here's the freaking tea. I think being a beauty influencer, I was getting a lot of endorsements through beauty, and then when I had my own brand, it was like, you're done, like your competition now. So it's giving exclusivity. So I wanted to find my place back in the beauty world without being non-compete. So I said, maybe I could learn about skincare or be a part of beauty in an adjacent way. So I got to know beautiful people that were on the same goals of learning something new. And I'm always open to learning, whether that be entrepreneurship, founder, entertainment, media. And so
I live for the diversifying.
Yeah.
Because there's no door that needs to be closed.
Yeah.
That's why it's like, I'm Keke Keep a Bag, because we're going to always get into something
Period.
and express and explore.
Yeah.
This makes me want to go back to the beginning. When you started your YouTube page, when you became the Patrick Starrr, what was your ultimate goal, your first initial ultimate goal? Was it just based off of subscribers, or did you always see yourself having a brand of some sort?
Well, here's the thing. When I worked at Mac, I started at Mac. I was a freelancer, and then it was giving, we'll call you when to come in. And I wanted an excuse or a place to escape to like have a beat face. And then once the hours were kind of cut on the slow seasons, I was like, let me have an excuse to be out and about, even though I don't have hours at Mac. So that was my first video. I was giving like, this is what I wear to Mac, even though I don't have any hours. So it was just a place to like express myself and like get into a craft that had no limit. I think in beauty, whether that's hair, nails, or makeup, there's not like a degree, like a PhD in makeup or all of that. So it was a place for me to express myself.
And I think at the time that you were at Mac, it probably was still at its kind of good place where we're still doing some educating. But then that kind of died off, and like people were going to people like yourself, like going to YouTube and influencers to teach them how to beat their face.
Yes.
When you started to see that tide changing, at what point did you realize, okay, this is now going somewhere else? Like, I can actually grow beyond this. Like, this is no longer just a hobby. This is not just me having fun and expressing myself. This is something that's a real business. I'm an influencer before we had the language.
Well, I heard once upon a time, you can't make money without meaning. And I didn't realize, I started losing my hair when I was 17. I was like this bald Filipino gay man. And I was like, it is what it is. And when I started having people that were in the hospital or that were going through chemotherapy saying like, oh my God, you're so confident and beautiful because I have my head wrapped too. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, wow, like I can also make a living through Google AdSense, monetizing through affiliate links and discount codes and making that. But on the other side, there was a lot of people that could resonate with beauty beyond just the products.
Yeah, being a sense of power, a sense of armor to take yourself into the world. And I'll be honest, for me, after I had my baby, like I think I loved makeup and everything like that before. And I was always like, yeah, we glam, we did, true decks, we pre fashion. But then when I had my baby, I found myself really feeling so far away from myself. And I met Sergio Hudson. We did Met Gala together. And he was like, let's get into this glam. Like, and it gave me a whole new life again, where I felt like I can be somebody that I thought I'd lost, and actually come back even better because of beauty, and makeup and fashion and just glamming. And it's so interesting how sometimes we don't really, we take it for granted. It seems so surface level, but it's actually not. It's actually can have a deeper meaning, and boost your mood in ways you didn't expect.
What is in this? You are so glowing right now.
Oh
the red.
Thank
the
you.
red.
The red has changed my life.
Like what? Like, because Met Gala is like the black, the classic Keke. What is behind the ginger and the red?
Child, so I'm always getting into a new vibe when I'm getting ready to go on my press
but
tour.
This is it, okay? I'm speaking for all the girls and the gays and theys out there. We're all like, who is doing Keke's hair? Her makeup, the hair is big. It's stacked, honey.
Thank you, baby.
It's like,
we gotta give 12,000 bundles.
It's so sickening.
Thank you so much. This new evolution with this red. I'll be honest, I did red before, but I never did ginger like I'm doing it right now.
No,
and I knew from the moment that I did this color that I was just like, yes, this is like when Beyonce found that blonde, honey. She never let up.
Yes.
I'm never letting up.
And you
ginger.
love it. Was it like a moment? Was it an era? Was it a vibe? Like, let me throw
It was one of them days. I did one of them days and I was like, okay, what vibe do I want to give? Like, how do I want to get into this press tour? And I was just looking and I was thinking and I was like, you know what? Like, let me revisit this ginger color. Like, what is the classic, LA model? Like, when I think about high fashion, I thought about Tyra. And I was like, let me get into my version of what do I look like if I'm getting into my bag? And I found the color and we started playing around with it. And then I just said, this feels like me. Like, I feel like this
sickening in
is
person.
Me. Oh my gosh,
I had you on my channel when you had black hair.
Yeah.
And we've seen you in black, but I just have to compliment you on behalf of all the gays.
Yes!
And all the girls.
I live for the gays.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
Ginger is it.
Okay, so you always have your family around. We're the same like that. Family is everything. You got your brother here right now. We always love Mama Starr.
Oh.
What is something that they taught you that you feel like shows up in your work today still? Like about business or just about your legacy even?
I think it's about maintaining true to your faith and just believing in it, because I'm first generation here. My parents came from the Philippines in the 80s, and they just teach you hard work and to trust your intuition. That's something that I think that's in a lot of cultures, is just to persevere and to have a good sense of judgment too.
Yeah, and I mean, I know you grew up Catholic. I grew up Catholic too, but also having that queer identity and always being an inspiration and having that being something front-facing. How has that been a part of your journey, or even seeing how that's impacted people of your same background?
It's like an armor. It's like a shield. I pray every night. I pray every morning. I pray for like everybody's safety. And I always say 3 things, whether that's giving business advice or entrepreneurship advice, like strength, guidance, protection.
Yeah.
Like, I always want to walk away from a day, whether it's with Keke Palmer or doing a campaign shoot or seeing my display in Sephora, walking away with feeling stronger, with also gratitude, and also feeling protected in my decisions. Because when you're an entrepreneur, when you're an influencer, you don't know what decision you're going to make next. Like, do I book this or do I get this gig? And you have to go into it like full force, but in the back of your mind, like just knowing that maybe this is meant to be, should it happen, and just owning it and having that in the back of your mind comes from like my faith and also my culture too, is to have that strength, guidance, and protection too.
And I mean, you just said something really important. It's like, a lot of times, I mean, you are actually the blueprint for a lot of people. So who were your blueprints? Like, how did, you know what I'm saying? What did you, was there anything that you could follow or anyone that you looked to as you were starting to build out and craft out what you're doing now?
Yeah, I would say Tyra Banks. She was like my earliest inspiration. I found a lot of parallels in the way that she built her career. And I recommend to everyone, find your version of Tyra Banks. I look at also Walt Disney.
Girl.
Too.
All the time.
Yes.
Because it's your girl is Mickey Mouse in this mother. Like, literally, always, I feel the exact same way, where you're like, this is the centerpiece of the foundation, and how are we building this out?
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
You started in photography, which I think I knew that. I knew you started in photography, but how did that foundation kind of shape you as an artist, like that, YouTuber and then a CEO? Like, how did that all bridge together? How did you use those skills?
Like they say, be prepared for the job that you don't have versus be unprepared for the job that you do have.
Yes.
So I think with photography and Photoshop and video editing, I was preparing myself to have a multimedia career.
Period.
I've been now on social media for 13 years and I've leveraged that career into a multi-million-dollar business. So knowing what it takes to personify product is so unique. So being a photographer, knowing what the photographer wants on the other side of the camera, knowing all the technical terms.
Yeah.
Too. And from lighting, from temperature. Beyonce said you can't light a black girl in blue light.
Yeah,
right?
You gotta bring up B.
I see the lights are not blue here. You done did good, team. You done did good. So
when was the moment that your family saw the impact of what you were really doing? Like not even like maybe even from the emotional standpoint, from seeing people saying, "Hey, I'm really moved by you," but then also like from the success standpoint, like you really making money, son.
Yeah, it's that. I mean, you can never really prepare yourself, but I think it was like seeing their relatives or their families seeing, different celebrities. Or I remember my dad was like, you got to do your homework, turn off America's Next Top Model. You can't be watching that. You got to finish school. And next thing you know, I'm with Tyra Banks on my YouTube channel, or I'm on America's Next Top Model. Right? Or turn off Miss USA and I'm a co-host on Miss USA. It's like, what the hell? So it's especially from having, a father that wasn't really prepared for a gay, flamboyant son. So I always have that in the back of my mind, and I'm always excited to like champion for the gays.
That's
and
right.
The underrepresented to prove to them. And that's why I choose to show my family, my parents on camera, just so they can have, some sort of refuge or escape when they're watching my family dynamics, because I know a lot of people that are growing up don't have that. And that's why we believe in like this idea of chosen family. And I'm sure you start to develop this kind of relationship with your audience. And I think it's important to show it.
It is important to show joy.
Yeah.
And show that you can have joy, especially when you are dealing with people being so against you sometimes, to see that it exists. So I couldn't agree with you more. Now, going back to your old Mac days, what would you do when somebody came up to you at the counter and they were uncomfortable? What would be your first icebreaker to get them relaxed in your chair?
Oh my gosh, like, can I help you? What can I help you with? I think it's about having an open line of communication and kind of having this sort of vibe. I used to study classical piano when I was 10.
Oh.
So then I taught piano for 8 years, and I had like a bunch of piano students. So I looked at makeup like an instrument. How do you want to play? You got 88 keys, black and white. Let's play. So it wasn't more about me. I always make it about the client and about the consumer. And I think that's what allowed me to shape my voice on YouTube subconsciously, is because I'm able to put them first and make it about me.
Coming from a place of service, what can I do for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'm curious to ask, what do you think is, and this may be a really broad question, but this just makes me think about now that everybody is seeing themselves as a brand, especially when we think of a position of glam or, it's changed. Do you see a difference in how they approach a client now as opposed to how they would back in the day? Meaning it's not always service first. It's how can this establish my brand so I can be Patrick Starrr or, whoever. Like, what do you think that could be missing in because I've seen a transition phase because it's influencing first sometimes as opposed to work first.
Yeah.
What do you think is missing and how we can bridge that balance back?
What I've realized in 13 years of doing social media and leveraging what you have for them is everybody always has something to give.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure, as an actor and entertainer, you want to do your very best to give the director and the scriptwriter what they want, and you're just there to deliver.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people see, the success after and they think, oh, how can I make this about me? But at the end of the day, money has to come from somewhere, someplace, somehow.
That's right.
So,
and if I'm on the set being paid to be an actor, I'm going to be an actor and then get the numbers and the connections later to say, did you love how my acting was?
Right.
I got to kill the acting first.
Right.
I can't be picturing you on the other thing while I ain't finished the first thing.
Yeah.
And I do think that's something that as we're continuing to grow in this place where I think it is important to be not so industry first, but to be you first. I think that is important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as somebody that's a multi-hyphenate, I think that that's the way that you have your power personally. But also, it's like, kill the thing first.
Yeah.
You know, and then add on. Because, you know, we don't want to miss the structure of what brought us there to begin with.
Yeah, show up, then show out.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Now, you spoke at the White House for Filipino American History Month.
Okay,
That's
research.
incredible. You know we're going to do the research. I mean, what did it mean to be in that space to represent your community, but also to represent beauty? And I mean, that's an incredible accomplishment.
Oh, it's crazy. You know, just when you think you've done it all, to have been invited was so cool. I brought my parents with me, and you know, they came with a dream to have that American dream and to see their son in full makeup at the White House. It was so surreal, and it was more for them than for me. And so I wanted to prove to them. I don't know if it's this. I'm the eldest of 3.
Yeah.
So I just wanted something to show them that, hey, I'm still doing it, and to me, it'll never be enough.
Yeah.
So any chance that I get, it's always for them.
And I mean, I imagine the impact of your culture and your queerness being in that space was definitely something that your family was like impacted.
Yes, my gosh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I do want to take time to ask you what you thought about the whole Sierra thing on Love Island as a Filipino American, because it was so much history and education that happened after that moment when she said the word, the derogatory term. I wanted to know, how did you feel and how did you think about it as somebody that is actually Filipino American, Asian American?
That, it was disappointing. Plus, like, the discourse that happened, it was offensive. I felt for the community, and I was offended, and it just kept getting worse. But I was gagged that the producers had removed her.
Really? Why did that gag you? Because you know they removed the girl that said the N-word.
Because they were so far in. The girl that said that was on the 2nd episode.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, videos and drama, like, for anybody watching that feels like the world is against them. Like, videos is like a grain of sand, and it just gets washed away. So, you know, at the end of the day, we're all human and we can learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
And so seeing all the types of beauty drama and cancellations and everything, I just look at, you know, the person underneath that and what they have to do and what they have to work on. And, you know, it's a matter of time for them to take time for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, and it becomes hard for everybody watching.
What did you think?
You don't know when people are being intentionally cruel or when people are being just ignorant. And then when somebody's being ignorant, you're just like, okay, now what do that mean? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there was so much history to that word. I was watching, I wish I could remember the guy's name, but he broke down the whole history of that word and a couple of other phrases that unfortunately in American culture, we don't even think much of. People will just say it, you know what I mean? You don't even know what it's attached to. So it's like, I just want us to be able to have the dialogue. Obviously, you can't speak on what you're not affected by. Like when it comes to black, I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, but if I'm not Asian American, I don't know the root of those things. So it's not really for me to speak on. So I'm taking your lead, you know what I'm saying? And backing that up. And hey.
I remember that word being thrown at me in 1st grade on the bus because I was the only Filipino. And it just took me to a place, because, you know, I think I suppressed it so far that, you know, being fat and Asian is just already cards stacked against you. But I think being an entrepreneur and also an influencer, I can empathize with what other people are going through. I'm sure when you see other celebrities or actors go have their laundry aired out in the media,
it's like, again, you know, you want to give grace.
Yes.
Just like you expect to get grace. And it's good when it happens, because then we all learn. And everybody can learn and not make those mistakes. And we can change our language.
Yeah.
Now, before influencer was even a job title, you were part of the original class of YouTubers, you know, okay? Thinking back to your first videos, like, do you cringe? Are you living? Like, what do you think when you look back at them?
I'm proud. Yeah. I'm proud. You have to have this, like, sense of delulu. And you just have to own it, because I don't think I would have been able to get here had I not had each and every video.
Yeah.
You know, so I think when I looked at my channel once upon a time, I remember it saying, you've reached 400 million views. And I was like, damn, that's a lot of views. So for just being selfie-made on YouTube and to leverage that into something bigger with impact, with purpose, and still have a sustainable career, to have moments like this with you and to share my voice, I don't take it for granted.
Do you feel like YouTubers of our generation or even influencers of our generation get the credit they deserve currently? Or, I mean, maybe it's something that could keep happening and growing over time, but do you think people really understand the impact and the change that happened then that you all created?
You know what? There's so much on the internet now. I think it's so faded in the background to get this credit. But I was watching Naomi Campbell's YouTube channel yesterday, and I remember I launched her YouTube channel with Derek Blasberg had connected me to Naomi Campbell. And I was watching her and I'm like, dang, come on, Naomi. And she'll text me for makeup. And I'm just like, what is my life? But to see how she's like, dived into YouTube and really own it after our first YouTube video collaboration for her first ever YouTube channel. It was really, really cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, it is really cool. And it's also really cool to see how things keep changing and then, you keep evolving with it, whether it's, YouTube, TikTok, podcasting, or hosting
Lord
a Snapchat show.
Yeah.
What is something, I mean, it's everything. You still on point with it. What is something you learned from the medium like Snapchat or YouTube that you feel like shifted how you show up?
I think like the dark arts of digital and social media is almost like an anthill. Have you seen one of those videos where they pour like metal into an anthill and then they take the sculpture out and it's like this immersive
Yes.
and it's just tunnels and tunnels and tunnels. I think that's what social media feels like. There's endless pathways to multiple ways of posting. I think Instagram, between like highlight stories, reels, carousels, going live, I think it's like 18 ways to post.
Oh my gosh, going live. That's one I haven't really tapped you into, but going live.
Yes.
It's a whole nother underworld.
And
then going live on Instagram is totally different from going live on TikTok.
Yes, it's crazy.
It's very crazy.
Endless. It's endless.
Yeah. What do you think there's something that creators, I don't want to say get wrong, but yeah, what is some advice that you would give to current content creators to really level their game up and really make it a business?
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
Here's the thing about traveling. While postcards are nice, the real magic happens when you dive into local life. And trust me, there is no better way to unlock a culture's heart than through the kitchen. When food's on the table, we're all speaking the same delicious language. Speaking of which, I've got some exciting news, y'all. I'm hosting my very own Airbnb original experience in Chicago on December 17th. And it is all about cooking up some love in the kitchen. Imagine this culinary dream. You, me, my pops, and a local chef with mad skills, all in one kitchen cooking up a storm. We're talking flavors so good, they'll make your taste buds do a happy dance. We're talking delicious recipes, kitchen secrets, and plenty of laughs. We're about to make this kitchen feel like the hottest cooking show in town. And y'all know when my dad and I get together, there is bound to be some entertainment. We might even share our secret ingredient for the perfect comfort food. I don't know about that one. The best part, it's not just about what's cooking in the pots and pans. It's the laughs we'll share, the stories we'll tell, and yes, the absolutely incredible food we'll devour together. When good people gather in the kitchen, that's where the real magic happens. So whether you're a kitchen pro or a novice, this experience is for everyone who loves good food and good company. And trust me, by the end of our time together, you'll feel like a culinary superstar. So if you're ready to roll your sleeves up and join me for some culinary fun, head to airbnb.com/Keke to learn more about my Airbnb original experience. Let's make some magic in the kitchen together. This message is brought to you by Apple Pay. Greetings, stress shoppers. This is your retail relaxation guide, Dr. Keke, and today we're addressing your holiday shopping anxiety, the endless gift list, the mounting pressure. With less than a month until the holidays, time is ticking to pick up all those holiday gifts from my friends and family. Between script reads and sound checks, I squeeze in as much online shopping as possible on my iPhone to find that perfect gift for everyone on my list. What helps me get my time back? Checking out online with Apple Pay, of course. No need to fill out those long online checkout forms when shopping online from your iPhone. Instead, I just tap the Apple Pay button at checkout, a quick Face ID scan, and ding, your girl's got the perfect gift for my mom, Sharon. Hey, girl. Apple Pay also makes shopping in store a breeze. No need to dig for my wallet when I have an iPhone in hand. Just double-click the side button, smile for Face ID, and tap. I'm off to the cookie decorating class with my little one. My advice? Next time you're shopping online or in store, look for the Apple Pay button or contactless symbol at checkout. Consider it your gift to yourself. Pay the Apple way. Terms apply. Same time next week?
You know, seeing you, how like you're so charismatic and you're on the carpet. And I tell these creators that I mentor, you have to treat social media like a room. And you can't expect the algorithm to favor you. You have to work the room like Keke Palmer at the Met Ball, baby, okay? Because eventually when you shake everybody's hand and you get in everybody, the room will start to shift. You can't expect this main character, Cinderella energy, to just turn.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of creators feel like they're feeding TikTok and they get frustrated. But baby, work the room. Don't be mad that the room is not tilting for you. Get to know who's commenting, get to know your peers. And eventually, once you get to know a little bit of your community and your following, the room will eventually turn.
And I'm wondering, because there's so many ways, obviously, to do. You can't just work hard and work overtime. But then also, we've seen such an influx of a lot of these feuds that are sometimes not even real feuds. It's like everybody is in on the feud because that's a way to push the algorithm. Or that's what I'm thinking, at least. What do you think is the reason for this new culture of the YouTube feuding or the social media feuding? Or is it just a marketing ploy?
I would say so, in my opinion. But I feel like you have to really understand that it's not sustainable. Like these feuds are not sustainable. Drama is drama, but you really have to think about how can you create a sustainable relationship that will last you. I mean, to have surpassed 10 years of doing social media and to leverage it into a business, and also for you to continuously have a career, you just have to have a good reputation. Doing these feuds and these fights is not it. The tabloids will be the tabloids. Your drama channels will be the drama channels in the past.
Yep.
But that relationship and that, heart to heart is going to last you a lot longer.
And it's also so interesting because the relationship does change. Parasocial relationships, they don't stay the same. No relationship does. I mean, we were just talking about at the top of, being always front-facing. You were always so front-facing, and then you've shifted your gear. You're about your business. You're going to show up, but you're really about your business. When you started to change that and was like, I'm going to be more 100%, 1,000% into one size. Were you afraid of you losing that visibility with your audience or changing your language with them or how you would connect them to this new phase of your life?
Of course. I thought I had to be like the Charlotte Tilbury or the Pat McGrath or, the very commercial. But you know what it's like to be a Disney girl. You know what it's like to be on your P's and Q's.
That's right.
And my first collaboration with One Size was with Disney.
Yeah.
And with Mickey Mouse, in fact. And so just to know that I have been able to be viable and valuable enough to even have an opportunity to collab with the Disney and the Mickey Mouse, it's huge.
It's universal.
Yeah, you have to have this type of repertoire and rapport with your voice. And I think it's really important.
I just think it's so cool what you said, because I do think sometimes in our culture we get caught up in what is cool or what is edgy or what is punk or whatever we think is the dope thing. And it's like, what's dope is you. What's cool is you. What's cool is everybody being able to touch what you do and owning your lane. Like we all have a brand, right? And it's like, own what your brand is. I think that's something that I often really try to say too to the kids I talk to and the people that I talk to about development is like, don't try to be, it doesn't matter whoever your inspiration was. You're inspired, but you don't have to be like them. You be your own self and you get in your corner and you make that work for you.
Was there a role in your career that you feel that you were given a direction and then you made it your own? Since you're talking about your own, that was very different than where you started in development and table reading versus like how it ended up, like a character?
Yeah, when I did TLC, actually, me and the director, we wasn't really getting along too much. Not like that, you know what I mean? But it was just like some lightweight tension.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm doing the role how I think the role should be done. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, he would be giving me notes where it's like, you're acting too much like, like Angela Bassett. And it's like, excellent? What does that mean? You know what I mean? Like I just didn't know where he was coming from. And at the end of the day, I'm a Chili fan.
Mhm,
Okay, I know how to act up and act
yes.
since I was 9 years old.
Yes.
I done watched the videos. I done talked to. I'm in her house. I know what needs to be done. And sometimes people can't lead. People aren't like a director or the people that you work with in your films. I'm sure you know, in your business, they're going to give you advice. But at the end of the day, you got to know what you're doing.
Mhm.
You got to know what you're saying and why you're doing it. And that movie is one of my favorite projects that people have of me. They were like, you killed the chili role. We love the role. And if I had let that man bother me, then it would have never gotten to that point. So, yeah, I mean, I've been in situations like that where I've kind of had to just take the wheel of my own and know that I'm going to lead myself to the finish line. You know? It's a part of it. I think as an artist, as a creative, at the end of the day, if nobody has your voice, knows your voice, or knows your ability, you have to.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. That was such a... Sharon was going off. Okay. Now, what is one beauty tip that you swear by that everyone else seems to sleep on?
I think baking. Like, I think in 2020 was the rise of like this clean girl, no powder, as a plus size man and makeup coming from the drag queens and the full beat. There's no way some of us, most of us in hot climates can't live without a good powder.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like you got to know what you're doing because when I've done it, boo, sometimes I'm looking so, chillax. And it's like you got to give me the key or the tip. Like what makes it really pop? Is it your spray afterwards? Is it that, giving me that one side spray? What brings me back to life, boo?
I think you have to use a sponge to set in the bake. And then we have a powder melt glass setting spray. It's brand new. It melts like the powder like a dream because sometimes you can't just have powder and then set with Until Dawn right away. I think having that hydration is really important too. Yeah.
Thank you for this tip. I knew you would have what we needed. Now, what is the biggest beginner mistake that you still see people make during their makeup?
Oh my gosh.
Baby, this is Keke Palmer, yeah.
Y'all, the holidays are coming up so soon. And you know what that means. We've got some serious shopping to do. But I'm not even stressing, okay? Your girl stays prepared. And I know exactly where I'm headed to make it all happen. At Ross. They always have what you need at the price you need at this hella expensive time of year. Yes, it's holiday decor like plates and candles to keep your home looking festive. It's gifts from toys to sweaters for everyone on your list. Whatever it is all at Ross. 20 to 60% off other retailer prices. And we haven't even gotten to the looks yet. Between all these holiday gatherings, parties, and dinner invites filling up on your calendar, you're going to need multiple fits for all these functions. And trust me, when I tell you, Ross has got the range. Every single vibe you're trying to serve this season for every piece of the holidays, and all for less. So take it from me, show up and show out this holiday season. Period. Work your magic with Ross. The magic of the holidays has me in my full festive element. Between turning my home into a winter wonderland, holiday shopping and traveling, I need to show up present and energized for all of these moments. Want to know my secret? It's AG1, this daily health drink that combines all the good stuff. Vitamins, pre- and probiotics, superfoods, and antioxidants in one simple, delicious scoop. I love that AG1 sources the best and highest quality ingredients they can find. Since making AG1 part of my mornings, I've noticed my energy levels are thriving and my digestion is improving. And these flavors, they understood the assignment. I live for the tropical blend, but they also have original, berry, and citrus options that'll have you excited to start your day. And get this, AG1 is dropping their best offer ever. Head to drinkag1.com/Keke to get your welcome kit. Vitamin D3 plus K2, AG1 flavor sampler, and their new sleep supplement, AGZ, for free, which has been a game changer for my nightly routine. That's just $126 in free gifts for new subscribers at drinkag1.com/Keke. Your wellness routine is about to be that girl.
Beginner mistake is just like skincare. I think being an esthetician and having done so many facials, like get into some skincare.
But what are we supposed to do, Patrick?
First of all,
moisturizer? Is it under eye
clean your face. clean. Some people be going out and just sleeping in their makeup.
Oof.
Like, my one thing, I don't care if I'm litty until like 5 a.m., I will go to Walmart and get me some wipes or micellar water and like remove the makeup.
We live for micellar water,
Okay.
don't we? Because what is it? You know what I mean? It gets it off, but like, what the are you? Like, I don't know, but I love it. Okay, give us a product that you always splurge on and tell us the one you think we're all overpaying for.
Oh my gosh. I think like, well, it could be skincare. Like
Both.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
you can
I think
invest
so.
in skincare, but sometimes we're gonna splurge in them heritage brands. Yes.
Okay, now, what's the beauty trend that needs to be retired immediately?
Oh my God.
The girls are about to be
It's
pissed.
kind of going away, but Huda brought it back, is the brows going up, the laminated. But I think it's tame now because people are brushing it out.
How do you feel about the thin brows? Because that's becoming a thing now, too.
I think it's cute. If
Yeah.
it fits your face, it's cute.
My brows could never quite get thick enough, so I said, woo, let's go thin.
Well, you're so gorgeous.
You do also have to go where you can go.
Yes, true.
Okay, what is something in the beauty world that we've all just accepted, but you totally disagree with?
Oh my gosh. I will just say like the no makeup. I think we're now embracing, I think being an esthetician, I have my esthetician face and then I have my full beat red carpet Patrick Starrr beat.
Yeah.
My one size face. But I think this no makeup is gorgeous. We've learned to embrace it, especially with those who want that like natural look.
Yeah. I like it too, but I do love a two-toned moment. You know, if I'm at Disneyland and we're walking around, no face makeup. But if I'm on the carpet, baby, she's beat. Now, one size was born, and when I was learning this, I didn't even realize it, but one size was born from realizing makeup could be a one size fits all when clothing couldn't. And I mean, how did you come, was this something that just came to you? Or like, how did you find that? Because I love that sentiment.
I was shopping with my best friend Ronnie in the mall, my makeup artist, and he's like, let's go hiking. And I was like, okay, we'll go hiking to Runyon, do the LA thing. And I went to get some, athletic clothes, whatever that is. And they didn't have my size. They didn't have my size in the mall. And I was like, damn. And I was just sitting there. He was shopping and doing his thing. And I was like, you know what I can buy? I can buy makeup because makeup is a one size fits all. Called my lawyer, trademarked it, tweeted it, just so it was out there. And I coined it. And I owned all the rights in different countries, different categories, beauty, wellness. And I just sat on it since 2016. And then later, after I had an opportunity to have the brand, I said, I think this is the mantra. Makeup is a one size fits all. Turned it into the brand name One Size, and it's been a part of our ethos ever since.
Oh, I love that so much. I mean, what's one decision that you feel like you made early on that was risky, but really paid off?
I think launching in the pandemic. We launched in 2020, and Sephora was like, we want to launch with you, Rare Beauty, and Makeup by Mario. You're the 3 big brands of 2020. And I was like, well, this is scary. There's Selena Gomez, Mario Zedivanovic, and then Patrick Starrr. And I was like, well, I'm digitally native. So I think I know how to pursue and approach marketing and go to market with being digital. And so it worked in our favor to really lean into what you know versus lean into something that you don't know and don't have. Because having a lot of that pressure and trying to be something that you're not can actually be your demise. So I said, let's do YouTube, let's do Instagram, let's eventually do TikTok. And so leaning into that, knowing influencer marketing, I knew how to pay the girls and the influencers. So negotiating these brand deals and leveraging their voice and putting them in campaigns just created such a stir. And then 2023, the brand had just blew up because of Until Dawn, our waterproof setting spray, from Ariana Grande to Beyonce and Run in the Rain. It's just so surreal that a product that no one believed in. Sephora didn't believe in that product. They said, until what?
Until Dawn.
Dawn, yes, Until Dawn.
The hell don't you get?
that it was waterproof. That they didn't get it. So I asked my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, can you film me jumping in this pool? With my little airport wig. We all have an airport wig, okay? So I had my little airport wig with my little headband, and I jumped in the pool.
We love a headband attack.
Okay? Yeah, that was me, my little Kris Jenner. my little airport wig, sacrificed her for the TikTok. And then it blew up. And then it did it again in Coachella. And then it just started getting traction. And, that's what we were saying earlier. You have to really believe in what you believe when it comes to like your brand and own it. And there are always going to be challenges where people want to defy your ideas or defy your choices.
Yeah, but you. And I think that's the main thing I'm hearing for you. Like, I know my voice. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can make work. And I see the vision. A lot of people don't realize, like, baby, you the one that got the vision for you more than anyone else does. And so if you don't push it and you don't follow through on it, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you're also not afraid to shift gears and take advice or just to take critique because... I mean, last year, Glorilla made a redemption video reviewing your foundation after, where she talked about the disappointment of the colors.
Yes.
And you immediately went back in and changed. I mean, so talk to me about that and in that moment. And obviously, it was really impressive and impactful for everybody to see that you care that much.
Yeah. I will say that, I tell everyone this brand, One Size, wasn't built in the boardroom. It was built in the comment section. So I feel like being so digitally native, everything moves so fast. I know we had a launch that wasn't as, great, and it was our first one in complexion. So we just knew to invest heavy, do our research and development, and own it. And just take feedback, inviting influencers in, inviting makeup artists in to get that feedback.
I mean, those powders are absolutely insane. I mean, the colors are, I'm a big fan of the product. I've always been a fan of yours, but a big fan of the product. And so, I really appreciated that. Okay, well, I had a blast speaking with you. And we got to play a game. I play a game with all my guests. Okay. This one's a beauty trivia game where the right answers will keep you flawless. So we're talking rapid fire questions, makeup slang, pop culture glam, and iconic mug moments. And I mean, you know your stuff, right, Patrick?
I guess. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into this beauty IQ. First up, what's the difference between baking and caking?
Oh my gosh, baking, you have to press it the hell in your face. Caking is, I think, when you're doing light layers and you're not pressing in, so all the layers become more fluffy. So you really have to press it in the skin, one with the skin.
That's what baking is.
Yes.
And then caking is when it's just...
Yeah, it's just so many light layers that just get...
Too caked.
Yes.
Correct. What iconic makeup artist created the glass skin look on the runway?
Pat.
Hey!
Mother McGrath. Yes.
Okay, what does it mean when someone's makeup is beat to the gods? Oh, that's you, boo.
No, this is you. Like,
okay,
timeless, honey. No, timeless.
What sign are you, Patrick?
I knew. They said you was going to ask me. I'm a Scorpio.
Oh, my evil twin. Virgo, I feel like Virgo and Scorpios are twins. Like, we're the same, but like, Scorpios are more
Filipino Scorpio, so I got a little bit of flavor.
Period.
Yes.
Okay, name 3 drag queens known for their iconic mug.
Oh my gosh, Miss Fame.
Okay.
I will say Violet Chachki and Gottmik.
Okay. These ain't on our list, but I trust you more than our list.
Okay. They're like signature and staple. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, what is a cut crease?
Cut crease, you carve the eye with concealer, very 2016. So it's giving that. We don't do that nowadays.
Oh my gosh, why do girls... It's so crazy how it went from being timeless to being aged.
Right.
It's like, girl, are we into the vintage or not?
Right.
Anyway, who famously rapped... This is so funny. Who famously rapped "My lip gloss is popping"?
Lil Mama. Okay.
This is a silly one. I don't know why we put that. Okay, true or false? Lip liner can double as eyeliner.
Yes, true.
Period. Name 3 celeb makeup artists with their own lines.
Oh my gosh.
You can name yourself.
Okay, Patrick Starrr, Alex Mayo, Lizzo's makeup artist, and Etienne Ortega.
Oh my gosh, yes, Etienne.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to them. Little girls. Okay, which foundation trend used 2 drastically different shades for contour and highlight and left people looking patchy?
2016.
Yep, we have 2015, 2016,
Guilty.
same. Yeah. It's so crazy what we think is cute. When we think it's cute. You know what I mean? It's like, I wonder what we're going to look at our faces and think now.
Yeah, I think
like, what's wrong with it?
I think that all the time. Like, how was I getting gigs in 2016 looking that way?
It's so crazy. In fashion, too. It's so funny. We was all just... whatever that is. Okay, true or false? Using hairspray to set your makeup was a real trend.
Yes, true.
Yes. I had it happen to me multiple times.
Really?
And I wasn't really mad.
Mm-hmm.
It worked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what product was once known as ashy in the flash, but is now reformulated and celebrated? What product?
HD powder?
It's similar, banana powder.
Banana powder.
You remember?
Yes.
I think you got to just use it right.
Yes.
It's tricky.
Yes,
She's a trickster.
It is.
What's the difference between a matte and satin lipstick finish?
Matte is just dry. Satin has a little bit of that sheen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who coined the term smize?
Miss Tyra Banks.
Yes. I love Tyra so much. I really want her on the show.
Yes.
She's just so everything. Yes. Okay, last one. How can you tell when your makeup has expired? This is a good health one.
You got to look on the label on the back. There's a little icon with it says like number and M. It'll say like 12M. That's like 12 months or 6 months, 24 months, 36 months. Child, we need to go look in your bag.
This is dangerous. What's the longest it can last?
Whatever the number says on the back of the label, girl.
Would you think it'd be as long as 3 years?
No. Hell no.
Patrick, you are in fact a star. And I'm so happy to have you on the show. It's
likewise.
So good to hang out and talk with you.
Thank you so much.
What a special conversation, y'all. I love Patrick, and he proved that being bold, loud, and unapologetically you is the real power move. Whether it's building an empire, rocking a full beat, or walking into every room like you belong, taking up space is the assignment. And confidence? Baby, that's the best glam of all. See you next time, because you know it's your girl.
Baby, this is Keke.